Salvete omnes, this is I'm Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek. We just knocked Cloudman out of the air, but only after being out in all sorts of weather, so let's head inside to Junkman's abandoned factory. Junkman. I don't know what exactly his origin story is, but I think it goes, basically Dr. Wily built him out of parts from, spare parts from other robot masters, which explains why he's Junkman. So, Junkman's stage is right here, and I don't think you can do anything with that machine right there. You know, Junkman's stage is oddly colorful for being a factory. I mean, you wouldn't expect it to be, like, orange and pink and green like that. We have those guys that I just shot, and we have Mets. And we have cockroaches. I hate cockroaches. They only appear in this stage, and thank goodness for that. They only take one hit to kill, as far as I know, but the problem is their hitbox is the main annoyance with them. It's, that jump is hard to make, too. The hitbox on the cockroaches is low, short enough that you can't hit them if they're on the same level as you and you used an uncharged shot, while it's also wide enough that you can't jump over them if you're in an area with a low ceiling, which in this stage you usually are. You can't really. You'd have a tough time even jumping over them if you do have room to jump. Okay, one more try. Man, that jump is so gall-darn hard to make, you know? I'm just gonna go out it the easy way. It's much easier to come in from the other side with Rush Coil, unless, of course, Rush gets attacked by an evil cockroach. Die, 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 die! I hate you. Yeah, this is making up for not taking any damage in the previous stage. All that for 8 bolts. That's all I wanted! Now I can move on. Oh yeah, it doesn't help that there are these things which continuously spawn cockroaches. Dang it! I don't even remember how Rowan Mithril got past that part unscathed. Like, there's almost no possible way you can get down there quickly enough to take out the spawner before it shoots out at least one of the things. Honestly, I'd rather have another round with the birds. Thank you. So here we have an elevator. It goes down, what, 3 floors? And these guys only take 1 hit to kill and they only shoot once, so they're not too much of a threat. Now this area, we have more cockroaches, but more room to deal with them. And thank goodness I'm allowed to charge shots. That's one rule I've never... Yeah, see. Here's where the branching path comes in this stage. Yeah, get away from me, bugs. So you freeze that stream of molten metal, and you can go through it after it breaks off and down this ladder, where we find another one to freeze. That'll give us the S icon. Now, if you want to get both the items in this stage without revisiting it, you can just jump into the molten metal there and die instantly. Then you'll respawn and you can get the other one. But since I'm probably going to show off both the paths anyway, I might as well go through the rest of this one. Ah, I forgot they could do that. Dang it. Now we have another elevator, and this one goes up. Not a whole lot different from the previous one. I'm pretty sure you don't get anything for... Well, I know you don't... Whoa, that enemy is too close. Yeah, I can't fool me this time. I'm not sure if those guys can turn around. I don't think they can. Oh dear. The head came off. The front fell off. Wow. You're going everywhere except in the path of my bullets. See, that is why you don't want to shoot the bodies of those things first, because then the head flies off and causes you all sorts of grief. Now here's where the branching paths meet up. And these things will just fly back and forth unless they have a cube of junk on top of them, in which case, well, they'll actually start shooting at you, and their facial expression will become angrier looking. I'm not sure if there's actually a pattern to where the junk drops and when. As far as I know, these guys always move in the same path, though. And that caterpillar thing there, down there, okay, maybe we do. Rush coil. Oh wait, can I just... There's another one here, isn't there? Okay, good. Thought I was trapped there. I was gonna say we don't have to deal with that thing, but I guess we do after all. But it's not much of a threat. Whoa! Okay, don't need to get up there. That's just weapon energy, and I haven't really been using special weapons much, so... I really do like the low ceilings in this stage. We're almost done. Just a couple more enemies, and here's the door to Junkman's stage. Or to Junkman. He uses a junk shield, even though it doesn't look like... Or the weapon you get doesn't look like what he uses. As you can imagine, his attacks are all junk themed. Now there you want to jump. Or sooner than I did, because otherwise he'll stick you in the floor. And then when the junk falls, you're powerless to get away from it, more or less. I think if you wiggle the controller enough, you can dodge it, but... Okay, now this is the attack that... Well, it doesn't matter, since he just ran into me. This is the part where it's easy to hit him. I haven't determined whether it's better to use, dang it, charged or uncharged shots here. Okay, this time... Yeah, see, that time I actually jumped, and the junk fell on me anyway. You can't hit him while he's doing the magnetic thing. Okay, now this is the attack I really hate, because I utterly suck at dodging it. Case in point. I have really not figured out a good way to dodge that. Whoa, you're not supposed to jump that far. He doesn't shake the ground when he goes back and forth during that, so... You need not worry. Junkman is not as easy as Freezeman or Cloudman, but... Or maybe I just kinda suck at fighting him. It seems like he shouldn't be that much harder than Freezeman. Maybe even easier, since he's probably more predictable. But yeah, now we've turned a silvery gray and we get the junk shield. Yes, it's the shield weapon of the game. Obviously. The junk shield will protect the user with rotating spheres, right? Well, they're not exactly spheres, they're more like hunks of junk, but okay. Pretty much. Yes, but they can only absorb so much damage before they are destroyed. And you got Junk Shield. Yes, we did. Or you get Junk Shield, whatever. Okay, now let's check what's on the other pathway of Junkman's stage, shall we? Okay, we're back to the room right after the elevator. Well, the first elevator. Die, Mr. Cockroach. Nobody likes you. So this time we don't need to freeze that. We do need to deal with a few more of those guys, but... Careful jumps. And more cockroaches. Always a joy. Okay, so now this room... If I hadn't defeated Cloudman, then I'd be just kinda out of luck. These platforms you can stand on, but they don't move. Now, bring out the Thunderbolt, and voila! They are operational. And the sound effect for them running takes up one of the channels of the music. Now you do want to be careful because you can get crushed between the moving platforms and the scenery. That's what we want. That's the rush jet. And you have to have the Thunderbolt to get it, because if you don't, if you didn't turn on those platforms, then one of them will be blocking your way to the rush jet. That's a good place to get crushed right there. You can use the Thunderbolt again here to power this thing. I don't think that actually really does much, though. You can hitch a ride on the magnets. And you can climb up here. Okay, where am I? And you can do that, but... I don't think it... Oh, maybe you can... Yeah, I don't think you can go any farther. Oh, maybe you can. But there's where the branching paths meet up, anyway. Oh, you jerk. I did not know you could actually go up there and skip that much. I knew you could go up there, I just didn't know that you could actually go anywhere substantial afterward. Okay, now let's test out the junk shield, shall we? We have it. It's actually a pretty decent shield weapon. I mean, the shield weapons in Mega Man 4, 5, and 6 just plain sucked, but this one actually does a decent amount of damage, and it stays on you for a good amount of time, too. And you can fire it off by pressing the fire button while you're wearing it. So there's the boss room, and that's the end. You don't have to fight Junkman again. So yeah, that's all we need to know about Junkman's stage, at least as far as I know. He's now gone from being Junkman to just plain junk. And we have 3 out of the first 4 Robot Masters down. So, without further ado, that's the end of this one. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.